Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Fill Up Chronicles, a subset of Fill Up Design, which serves as a platform that merges storytelling with elements of design and experiences with automobiles. Fill Up Design was registered as an LLC in 2008, with the origin starting in 1999 in my backyard. The purpose was to gather people together and celebrate the vehicles they owned, but more importantly, was exposure to others from varied backgrounds whom had a common interest. The Fill Up gatherings turned into an annual event with an ever-increasing attendance until 2005, which was the largest with over 221 guests attending. I decided at that time to place the event on hold for a few years. Now, Fill Up was held again in 2013 at a venue called the Woodward Warehouse, which was started by the owner as a gathering spot for auto enthusiasts to store their vehicles and enjoy a social atmosphere to interact with other members. Over the next few years, there were quite a few inquiries when I was going to hold the event again. This included a very good friend of mine, and we decided to hold Fill Up at his home, thus resurrecting the event almost 3 years ago. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get to the subject of this first episode. I, like a few others I know, have been laid off from their primary career profession. In my case, this profession was automotive design. I was fortunate enough to work for General Motors and Ford over the course of my career. Some projects include the Bronco Sport and the Lincoln Navigator. I'll add a link for one of the projects in the description below. I can't tell you how many times it was assumed I was an engineer, or the question was asked, which plant do you work at? And I would always have to come back with, neither. Creative designers are the ones who sketch proposals, work with sculptors, marketing, and engineering to produce the final result the consumer purchases from their friendly neighborhood dealership.
Excuse me.
Don't talk to me, I'm on my popcorn break.
Do you know what time my car is gonna be ready?
Do you see this suit I'm wearing? I don't fix cars, I sell cars.
Well, they've been here over 3 hours and
Do I look like I care? I don't.
Now, the fateful day was April of 2022. I received a phone call from my direct supervisor one afternoon, and we were still working from home at that time due to the pandemic, so there were no luncheons or end-of-career celebrations. All quite anticlimactic. Next, there were a few emails, then a group WebEx for all of the involuntary separations at that time, and there were more that followed. And for those that don't follow the automotive industry, there is quite the upheaval at this time with layoffs occurring worldwide. Now, although I was assured by my supervisor that the separation was not due to my age, I was suspect of this right from the start. When the information did arrive to sign and receive the severance package offered, the title of said packages were, "Welcome to your retirement." Yeah, okay. Suspicions confirmed. So what now? Being rather sudden, I looked for a new position in my field while looking for other work in the meantime. I was fortunate to gain a position as the detail manager of a local European car service center I'd known for years. I used the earlier experience gained while working at a restoration shop called Automotive Restorations Incorporated, located in Stratford, Connecticut, while earning money to pay off my first degree. Part of the experience I learned from ARI was painting and polishing a vehicle to a show-ready degree. In fact, I had performed similar work to a car I owned and had posted the process online. The owner of the local shop noticed and offered me the position when he heard what had occurred with Ford. Now, I lasted there for exactly 1.5 years till in winter of 2024, I left to concentrate on my portfolio, which is on Squarespace. I'll attach a link below for that as well. Now, after 8 months of working on my portfolio, I applied to several design positions as well as other jobs outside of design that at least sounded interesting. I did receive a call back from a few design recruiters, a retail store, IKEA, and a bicycle fitness store. Well, now I am working at the bicycle store, and it's admittedly enjoyable. However, my primary goal was to gain health care, which makes the low wage, well, compared to my corporate career job, worth it. Fortunately, the hours and days work out perfectly as I am not too exhausted afterwards, such as with the detail manager position, as working on my portfolio can last for several hours at a time, well into the night. Now, I feel fortunate in this regard, as besides, I now have an excellent reason to ride my bike more often. Now, ironically, I grew up riding bikes all over town in Pennsylvania while growing up, and even took a few bicycle repair courses when I was a preteen. So I guess you could say things have come full circle. Now, I'll add another interest I've had since I was a kid that I never really pursued: music. I've always had an interest in piano, leading to Sith keyboards. 3 I own now, one being my mother's piano. About 15 years ago, while living in Los Angeles area, I finally started dabbling in DJing. Ironically, this was during another layoff as well. Fast forward a few years while working for Ford, I continued performing and uploading tracks on SoundCloud. And again, I'll add a link in the description below. I stopped at that time as I was working on the then new Mustang, and arriving home at 3 a.m. wasn't exactly beneficial to my health or career. Soon after taking a break from the DJ sessions, I took the opportunity to take piano lessons to gain further understanding of reading and writing down whatever I came up with. My instructor, Charlie Gehringer, was fantastic in his instruction, even when I slacked off a bit at times due to the workload in the design studio. Unfortunately, Charlie passed away suddenly over the holiday season of 2017-18. As of now, I am planning to upload new work, which coincides with picking up a few DJ gigs in the area. Returning to the involuntary separation aspect, I was 56 at the time. I guess I could say I was fortunate to last as long as I did. As I began my design career in 1986, after graduation from my first college, the University of Bridgeport, located in Connecticut, for product design. I then attended the College for Creative Studies, then known as the Center for Creative Studies, located in Detroit, Michigan in 1991. After graduation from CCS, I started with General Motors in 1994. So we're talking almost 30 years in automotive design by itself, and indeed that time has flown by. There were challenges along the way, but honestly, I don't feel any different than I did 20 to 25 years ago. So whether you're older like myself and wondered what the fuck happened, and to the younger viewers going through a similar situation, the overall message is believing, developing yourself, and not give up. Easier said than done. Believe me, it's easy to get into a funk and feel overwhelmed. Now this brings me to the point of reinventing yourself. Maybe there was a passion when you were younger that languished due to career and other duties in life. As Feel Up grows, I'll be providing an insightful look into the daily ownership, operation, and passion of maintaining a multi-vehicle collection. The vehicles in the collection won't be shown until an issue arises, so you'll just have to return to the channel to see whatever issue has arose during the week. I'll be highlighting a few businesses in the area as well when an event is hosted, such as a Cars and Coffee or a tech session, for example. Now, some of the content for this channel will include personal ownership stories. I'll be sharing the history, acquisition, and upkeep of each vehicle, bringing a relatable yet aspirational lens to car enthusiasts, authenticity and passion. I hope to capture the real-life challenges and triumphs of owning these vehicles and providing an authentic experience. Professional design input, leveraging my background, offering a unique perspective on each car's design language, aesthetic value, and engineering evolution. Artistic and community connection, the inclusion of my artwork and engagement with you, the audience, through merchandise, events, and storytelling, creating a collaborative and welcoming environment for all fellow enthusiasts. The Feel Up events will be a factor in communicating the goals of the channel and brand. An educational value by integrating historical details, 3D modeling, and creative problem solving. So the channel is not just a documentation of the collection, but a celebration of car culture, design innovation, and the art of these vehicles. The friendships formed along the way, and most importantly, working on oneself and building confidence. The latter applicable to whatever interest you may have. Now they say whatever goes online is there forever. So I guess this is a good way to document what I've experienced in life and not let it all aspire like tears in the rain. So this concludes the first episode of Fill Up Chronicles. Look out for the next chapter, A Legend from Across the Pond. Well, you made it to the end of this video. You may wonder why I'm wearing sunglasses and a hat inside of the garage. Well, number one, I'm doing a test. Well, the hat's because it's cold in here. I'm in the Midwest, man. It's freaking still cold. However, the glasses are to see, because I filmed this twice, to see if one gives me more confidence than the other. We'll see. I'll keep this short, hence the term waffling, which I just did. We will want to again say thank you for coming, getting through the first episode and being patient with the editing and learning skills, which will be on a curve as we go. I also want to say this is non-scripted. Probably said that already, but you can obviously tell. And I'll be learning that as well. So I want to keep this short by saying this is a non-political channel. There's a lot of things going on in our world right now, which is interesting to say the least. Every time you turn on something, it's either negative or sensationalized. This channel's not for that. Let's harken back to the days when we used to be able to go out, just drive, have fun in our cars, listen to music, and sing badly, which I still do. I grew up in the 80s. Okay, and the 90s were a lot of fun too. However, and no time period's perfect. I mean, there's always something. But it was a sense of optimism during that time, even though Reagan was in office. There's a lot of things to watch on that. However, there was a lot of things that were fun. A lot. Which some of these vehicles, as I, get into them, will show some of that background. Hopefully some of that fun will be translated to that. Where it was just having, some kind of freedom, having fun. That's what it meant to be young at that time. And I still believe so now. So it'll also be a learning experience as I learn this various software and speaking, because I I shouldn't say hate, it's strong of a word, dislike speaking. It comes from growing up. I just kind of like to listen and observe. So it's not my thing to just yap. But although depending on what I might have, I'm not saying what, I might talk more than others. Hence the glasses. Anyway. And again, have fun. So I want to say thank you very much for watching the first episode. I look forward to putting up the second, which you already know the title as it's coming in, so I'm not going to repeat. And I'll see you then.